Hello everyone, welcome back to Mindful Investing. Big update today. After a crazy 20% rally in the stock market, I'm locking in some profits. But here's the real kicker. Just after the market closed on Friday, May 16th, Moody's downgraded the US debt credit rating from AAA to AA1. What does that mean for your stocks on Monday? Should we panic sell or is this another buy the dip moment? Let me break it all down for you. Like I said in my earlier videos, after those US-UK and US-China trade deals, the market ran up 20%. So I took some profits on the way up. And here are all the trades I made this week. I sold 10 shares of Microsoft at $453. I still hold 10 shares and locked in about $600 in profit. And the reason for this is after earnings, Microsoft gapped up and price moved way above its moving averages. I've seen this before. Usually price comes back down to the 50-day EMA or at least below 13-day EMA before moving back up again. We saw the same pattern with Meta platforms few months back where we logged in about 25% returns in just 1 month. And I also sold my 3 shares of Tesla at about $338, and the reason for this is, as I mentioned in my monthly portfolio update video, I already have about 20 shares of Tesla in my Vibes account, so I'm just cleaning up here to free up some cash. Tesla still looks technically strong. This could go above $400 if the market stays bullish. And I also sold 70 shares of TQQQ at $69 for about $1,000 in profit. This was a swing trade for me. I always buy TQQQ in fear zone and sell when it approaches to extreme greed on the fear and greed index. Nasdaq was down 20% recently and I bought the dip, and now market went up too fast, too quickly. So I took the gains. I'll buy this again if we see a 3 to 5% pullback. And I also sold Nextracker. I sold my 10 shares at $54, which is about 32% gain. And the reason is it formed a double top at $61, and based on past earnings pattern, it usually retraces after gapping up. So I think it could come back to around $45 pretty soon. And lastly, I sold GoDaddy for about 15% profit. I held this stock through its earnings expecting a breakout, but it moved slower than I hoped. Still a 15% gain in a month, which is solid. Alright, now let's move back to the big news. Moody's has downgraded US debt. This happened once before on August 5th, 2011 when S&P downgraded US debt. And back then S&P 500 dropped over 10% in a single day. So will history repeat itself? Well, maybe or maybe not. Markets are driven by fear and headlines, but long-term investors know that these moments usually create buying opportunities if you are holding good quality companies. Also, our favorite indicator, the fear and greed index, is now in the greed zone, almost hitting the extreme greed. That's our signal to be cautious. Sentiment always shifts from fear to greed and greed to fear. So if you are a short-term trader, this might be a good time to trim some profits and prepare to buy the next pullback. Now let's talk about what the big players are doing. Super investors have started releasing their 13F filings for Q1 2025. Some of the top holdings include Microsoft, Meta Platforms, Taiwan Semiconductors, Nvidia, and Amazon. These are quality stocks with strong fundamentals. I highly recommend checking out Dataroma to see these filings. It's a great source to understand where seasoned investors are putting their money on. This information can help us build a better portfolio focusing on quality stocks rather than chasing hype, and avoid falling into traps with junk stocks. Next week could be volatile due to the downgrade and ongoing trade tensions. For instance, Walmart recently warned about price increases due to tariffs, while the Treasury Secretary downplayed as a worst case scenario. I'll be looking for opportunities to buy into some of my high conviction trades like TSM, Uber, and Shopify if we see a pullback. If you want to see my full portfolio or my 4 ETF strategy portfolio, links are in the description below. If you like this breakdown, please help and subscribe. This helps grow the channel. Drop a comment. What are you buying or selling this week? Thanks for watching. As always, stay disciplined and stay sharp. I'll see you in the next video.